everybody. Welcome to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. I am Maria Cribbs.
And I am Josh Cribbs. Welcome to The Return.
We hope wherever you're watching from that you're having a wonderful day, a wonderful start off to your day. Josh, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling really good. It's a lot of things, that
brewing.
have transpired, a lot of things that are brewing.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get this
a
show
lot of
on,
trash
man.
talking, too.
Trash talking?
Yeah.
What is this trash talking that you speak
That
of?
organization that you got on your chest, they've been talking some trash online.
Online?
Yeah, talking about swinging and missing and hitting and all that, but we'll talk about all that later.
Oh, my goodness.
Because it was your girl's birthday week last
Yes.
week. Shout out to me. And I want to just say, I posted a video, right? And I caught a lot of flack. And I always post fun content, right?
Hold on, you caught flack for what you said in the video?
Yeah, and I want you guys to watch the video.
Okay.
And then y'all tell me, okay, let me preface it with, I said having a particular cake at your birthday party is selfish, okay?
Okay.
So now watch the video and we're going to come back and discuss. Let's go.
A cassata cake. If I come to your birthday party, you invite me to your birthday party, don't have a chocolate cake there. If you got a chocolate cake, if you like chocolate cake for your birthday, we probably wouldn't mesh. It's like a different personality that likes chocolate cake. So I do like a fudge cake for dessert. But as far as a birthday cake, if I come to your birthday party and you have chocolate cake, if I notice the icing and I'm looking down, like the icing look kind of dark, that's chocolate cake under there. I'ma leave. And I'm a good time. Like I'm a party girl. So you want me at your party. If you have a chocolate cake, it's gonna run me out the door. So anyway, I'm saying all that to say, if you have a cassata cake though, and I like yellow cake. I don't like white cake. So I don't want, we not at no wedding. Your birthday cake has no business being white. It needs to be yellow. I want to make sure they use the egg yolk. I want the egg in there, the egg yolk. It has to be yellow. You have a cassata cake at your birthday party, I'm be like, you classy. Oh.
So what did I say wrong? Why is everybody mad at me?
Because it's your birthday, right? If it's my birthday, as I used to have back in the days when I actually had a party.
Oh, he's throwing shots again.
My favorite birthday cake was a carrot cake. As a kid. I don't know why, Ryan.
No, that's valid.
Yeah, I loved the carrot cake when I was a kid.
Chiming in too?
I'm not sure a lot of the kids like carrots cake. Like a carrot cake.
Well, a lot of people have nut allergies. You can't have carrot cake has pecans on the side of it.
I'm not going to care about your nut allergy for my birthday.
And this is the thing. If you want to have your own kind of birthday cake, have your birthday solo. But when you have a birthday party, you have to take in mind your guest. And the majority of the world likes yellow cake. They don't like chocolate.
The only taking in the mind that I will do is making sure the guests have presents for me.
No, because
or
if I show
something
up
good to say, or pin some money on my sweater like they do these days.
And that's the point I'm making.
It's my party and I cry if I want to. Have we ever heard that song? It's your party. You get what you want. That's like if somebody go to your wedding and tell you what kind of dress you should have wore. Or what kind of colors you should have had.
That's different. Nobody's consuming your dress.
You get one day a year.
No one's consuming your dress, Josh.
You get one day a year for you.
But you had a party.
And you gonna tell me I shouldn't have the chocolate cake, and that's what I crave.
And that's what I'm talking about right there.
Get at her online, y'all. Y'all did right. Get her.
I'm going to stand 10 toes down on what I said. That's selfish. You hear him being selfish, talking about my party, my this, my that. Josh, you selfish.
What I look like,
no
a party
one really
planner?
For the most part, no one likes chocolate cake. Okay, I like a fudge cake for dessert, but at a birthday party, you expect it to be, if anything, have a marble cake.
I like
marble?
Chocolate cake. Not the how the chocolate that you're talking about, like the.
You like a fudge cake?
No, like the chocolate with the yellow in the middle, that home cooked cake.
Oh, you're talking about a yellow cake with chocolate icing.
With chocolate icing.
And what color cake? Ryan, what color cake did he say? He said yellow. Okay?
He did.
The world likes yellow cake. So why would you be selfish on your birthday where you decide to have a party to have chocolate cake? That's all I'm saying. And I caught another bullet because I was like, and nobody wants white cake either because that's for a wedding. Yeah, that's true. I want to see yellow cake and ice cream.
You want.
Ryan, what kind of cake you like?
Everybody else, you can order pieces for everybody.
I love cheesecake. Can I say that? That's my favorite.
Okay,
I like cheesecake.
Does that count? Favorite. But if you were having a birthday party, would you have a big old cheesecake right there?
I mean, maybe. I feel like a lot of people like it.
It's your party.
Because he's selfish.
Ryan, this is what happened. Let me tell you this. I bought her a cassata cake.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to my cassata cake.
Guess what? I also bought me a cheesecake. A whole cheesecake for myself.
As
with
you should.
Strawberries and all that.
It was his birthday,
though, Ryan. It was for myself. I put it in the refrigerator. And I had her cake like, happy birthday. I know you like cassata cake.
He put it in the refrigerator in the garage where no one goes because he didn't want to share with anybody.
Every day,
being selfish.
I took a piece of my cheesecake. And they cut it all. It was pre-cut too. I'm like, ooh, nice. And I just go and grab my dessert. I eat dinner in the house, and then I'll be missing for a few minutes, and I go on and then I'll head right upstairs after that.
So we're saying all this to say, if you happen to be planning yourself a birthday party, just make sure you don't have no chocolate cake there. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Now look, when it comes to this Stephen A. Smith.
Oh.
First of all, let me just say this. I guess he went on his platform, and he said if LeBron would have put his hands on him, he from New York, he would have swung on him. There is no doubt in my mind that LeBron would have never put his hands on Stephen A. Smith. I think Stephen A. Smith is the only one that started this narrative. LeBron don't even look like a violent person. I'm gonna be honest with you. He doesn't look like someone that want to lay hands or put paws on anyone. But why is Stephen A. Why are you even? It's for
he got to keep it going.
You're right. Why are we still talking about this?
I think that's what LeBron had said when he went on Pat McAfee.
Oh, Pat McAfee, yeah.
He, this guy is for the clicks. But
did you see that, Ryan, at all? Did you see it?
Oh, yeah.
What did LeBron say?
He is for the clicks.
Basically, the whole thing was like Stephen A. got mad at LeBron because LeBron was claiming that he was getting personal about him being a dad, but he was just talking about him being a dad on the basketball court and basically rigging the NBA draft, in a sense, basically manipulating it to get Bronny, and he would never take a personal shot at somebody being a father like LeBron, and then that's how Stephen A. got mad, because he said, listen, you don't say that because that's my reputation. I don't ever get personal.
Okay.
And so that's what Stephen A. was mad about.
Okay. All right.
And I think Stephen A. missed a point.
Did LeBron say anything on Pat McAfee about him swinging on him or putting his hands on him?
No, but he basically called out a lot of the NBA media. Like he called out Brian Windhorst, saying that he claims he acts like he's LeBron's best friend, even though they have known each other since grade school.
Oh, okay. So that's valid.
Yeah, but I don't know. He was kind of disrespectful towards Brian Windhorst. I understand the Stephen A. stuff, but I thought that was a little far.
You talking about LeBron
on Pat McAfee talking about Brian Windhorst?
Okay. I think Stephen A. missed a point when he talked about him not being personal, not taking it personal. I know LeBron is a NBA player, but he's a father first. You can't separate that. You're talking about my son, that makes it personal. I know my son is in the NBA, but regardless, this topic is now personal because this is just not a player. He's my son. And I think if we can all agree that if we had a children that did something that we did, whenever it comes to that child, it's personal.
Yeah.
I know it's business because they play in a business, but you're talking about the son that I'm a father of first. He's a father first. Yeah. Then he's a basketball player. And that makes it personal. I think that's what Stephen A. missed.
And I think
a
lot of what Stephen A. Smith, I mean, he's a wonderful, I love his
journalist.
I love his journalism, his broadcasting. But I think it does get personal, especially when you don't have too many fathers who are playing in the NBA with their son.
I don't think none.
And you don't really talk about what the players.
This is the first.
You don't really talk about the players' families. But in this case, it kind of crossed over because now Bronny is in the league and Bronny is playing.
LeBron has set a standard.
But things that Stephen A. Smith are saying are not necessarily, they're not fact. They're not like he's doing, journalism and he's speaking his opinion.
Correct.
So when you leave your opinion out there and you leave other people to get offended or, check you on the court side.
I just think the monumental aspect of LeBron playing with his son, of a player playing with, like, picture if a father could play with their son in football. Like, wow. Right, you gotta be Tom Brady, right?
Yeah.
Because you would have had to have your kid young enough for him to now be old enough to play in the NFL, and he did that in the NBA. Usually, your father played, years before you, like Steph Curry, like so on and so on. It's a lot of players who had not an abundance of them, but usually the dad played in the NBA or the NFL, and then years later the son is now there. But to have them both there at the same time, this will probably never be repeated.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This will probably never happen again. LeBron, Jordan, these are once in a lifetime, once a generation type athletes. I don't know if Jordan could have done that.
No.
Got that done.
Mm-hmm.
Like LeBron is getting it done,
I think, it's time to cut it out, though. I think we've been talking about it enough.
Okay.
I wish they could just get together, have a conversation, maybe have some dinner and just hash it out, because there are two men that are respected in this industry and in this market. And with that being said, we got to go to break. Don't you guys go anywhere? We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. Now, Josh, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of sports talk, especially around here in Cleveland, that's being discussed. You want to get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it. The owners meeting. Everyone's talking about it around town. Comment that Jimmy Haslam said. He came out and he simply just stated, we swung for the fences and we missed, basically. And I'm paraphrasing. We took a big shot, which we want our teams to do. We want them to be bold because that's what it takes to have a winning program, especially in NFL, and to have a shot at the Super Bowl. Not to be competitive, but a shot at the Super Bowl at the highest level of football. Our team did that. Our owner did that. I herald him for doing that. He swung and he missed. And he put the blame on him. He said, nope, we made it as a combined team. If you want to blame somebody, blame myself, blame Jimmy and D. Haslam. He took the blame for it, Ryan. I think that was noble. I think he unified his staff to say, stop talking about them. They're doing a great job. Put it on me. Let them go back to work. What do you think about that? Noble or something else?
Yeah, I mean, I've had this debate a million times with Matt Fontana, who has a show here, of I wonder if Jimmy Haslam or anybody will ever come out and just admit the giant mistake that it was. And it happened a couple days ago. As we're recording yesterday, it happened. Jimmy Haslam took the blame basically and said, like you said, they took a big swing and miss. Now that doesn't change anything, and I'm in the same boat as you, and I don't think a lot of people ever had a problem with them going out to get him, other than some people didn't like his character, and that's understandable. But nobody questioned the move really in terms of football. We were happy you took a big swing. It didn't work out, and I think a lot of people, including myself, had the issue of how long you let it play out. There were times when you could see this just wasn't going to work. It was a sunk cost, and it took him rupturing his Achilles for the first time for them to be forced to put somebody else in. I mean, I'm glad it came out. I think it actually does go a long way. Now, it doesn't change anything, but I think it made some fans happy. It made me happy. I mean, everybody, you like to see it. You just like to see justification in the world in really any means. And I think for Jimmy to come do this, I mean, if anything, the spectacle was this an Andrew Berry decision? And if it truly was everybody together and Jimmy's the one that signed off on it, then you're doing Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry a favor by going out in the public and maybe taking some slack off of their backs.
You said an interesting thing, and he said this, Maria. He said, I'm just upset of how long it took to make the change, right? And it was no change. He got injured. I think when you swing that huge, you got to let it play out a little. I mean, that was huge. The deal as well, the money.
Yeah,
you got to kind of let that play its way out. And let me also say this: had it not been for the Achilles rupture, I think we'd have won more games. I think we could at least been respectable. Probably not playoffs, but more respectable. I think we'd have had a opportunity where if these people lose and then we win out, I think it would have been in that area, and we wouldn't have the top pick. But we wouldn't be. It would be more. I think we would have not had the Myles Garrett issue. I think we'd still be looking for additions. At this point, we'd be looking for a receiver, a running back, somebody to add, lineman, to add to Deshaun. It wouldn't have been get him out of here. It would have been like, okay, I can see the progress. Okay, maybe not. What we paid for. Certainly better than a Kenny Pickett. Certainly better than a Kirk Cousins, who got benched and had somebody start over him. So my question to you, Ryan, you could chime in if you want, Rhea, and to everybody out there, if Deshaun Watson is healthy, should he start over Kenny Pickett? Ooh, I don't. And Kenny Pickett wore a Steelers jersey. He did pretty good for them in some instances. But for the most part, they let him go for a reason. He's not their guy for a reason. Kenny Pickett, Deshaun Watson. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, the answer is no. I mean, if anything, those comments that Jimmy Haslam just made pretty much solidified it. I mean, well, first of all, you have to take in the fact that Deshaun's not fully healthy. He re-ruptured the Achilles. Who knows when he's going to be ready to go?
No, Ryan.
But let's just say for the sake of argument, I would rather start Kenny Pickett. I'm not saying that Kenny Pickett's going to be an upgrade from Deshaun. I would hope he would, because let's call it for what it is. It wasn't hard to be an upgrade from Deshaun last year, what we saw out of him. And secondly, it just goes back to the fresh start. Yes, Kenny Pickett isn't the greatest fresh start, but it's a fresh start. It's healing. It's beginning the process of healing that wound that was a Deshaun Watson that caused. Like, listen, I'm not putting everything on Deshaun Watson, but the majority is because he's quarterback. That's the reality of the position. You traded away Baker. You kind of did this reset, and now you reap the whatever, the opposite word of benefits, the cons of that trade, right? You had this whole Miles debacle. Luckily, that got worked out. But a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost faith in this organization because of that move. And now you need something to reset it, whether it's not immediate. Like, I don't think Kenny Pickett's going to come in and immediately restore faith, but you have to start somewhere anew to get that process on the tracks.
The reason why I say I disagree, I'm going to disagree. The reason why is because Kenny Pickett's not going to take you nowhere. I mean, do we think he will? Ouch.
I think he has a better shot than Deshaun.
I don't think so. I just
think
think
healthy Deshaun?
Yeah.
I just think
he's been healthy when we saw him.
You know, I understand. I can understand both ways, both arguments. I can understand it. Only if we're through with him. We're still paying them. They can't get out. I mean, how are they going to try to get out of that?
If I'm paying somebody that much money, I'm sorry. You're going to have to.
Kenny Pickett?
We're going to have to work this out. We're going to figure this out. We're going to make some things.
Who did he scare? When we played against them, when they had Kenny Pickett, I was like, yes, we got the Steelers. Yeah. And I'm looking for another time. I'm looking who's next.
I'm not saying Kenny
How many teams will do that when they play us?
I'm not saying Kenny Pickett scares anyone necessarily, but at the same time, neither is Deshaun, and you've seen Deshaun.
Deshaun will scare teams because of what he's capable of. If I'm a coach, I got to let my team know the best that this kid can play, the best that this guy can play. Yeah. I'm not going to judge him off the worst because I'm a coach. I have to build this guy up, who I would be defending against, as the best thing smoking, and my team is going to be ready for his best. What is Kenny Pickett's best? My team I will try to build them up. They won't believe me. It's not, the film isn't there. How will my defense gear up for Kenny Pickett? He may win because the team isn't ready. Like, hey, man, we know you had that in you. We never seen it before. It's hard for me as a defense coordinator to then boost my team enough and my team not to call BS. So that's why I say Deshaun, because people overlook the level of difficulty to prepare for an athlete. That's what makes a guy good as well. Yeah. The level of difficulty it takes to prepare for that guy. And that sometimes is the difference maker because now your defense is over preparing for him. Deshaun was mobile. He could make throws too. He just wasn't consistent. Didn't take what the defense got. These were little things that were huge, coupled with the fact that we didn't have a strong running game. We didn't have a strong lineman. And then when our offense wasn't on ones and twos, our defense wasn't there. Everything just didn't work. It wasn't just a quarterback, like you said. So that's why I say I'll still take a Deshaun over a Kenny Pickett. There's nothing against him. I don't have a dog in the fight. As a fan, I just want the team to have the best opportunity to go out there and win a game.
Right.
And when you're looking at Kenny Pickett starting for you, I'm not excited about that. Deshaun, it'll just be the hate. Oh, why is this? Why is that? Until we start winning. And if we start winning with Kenny, hey. But still, ain't no team going to be scared of no Kenny Pickett, man. With that, we're going to stay with the conversation a little bit.
I'm rolling with whatever Josh said. I said it too.
There you go.
Don't go anywhere, you guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. Now, this segment is brought to you by Pure AV. Now, Pure AV specializes in sales, service, and installation of a variety of smart home technologies. They do it all. They can help you get that perfect sports watching setup with their high-performance audio and video displays. They even offer hidden audio and video options that allow you to keep a clean, elegant interior without sacrificing your favorite technology. Now, Josh, you need to call them because you be having the cords all around the house. That don't look cute.
You know what?
But I'm not done. I'm not done. Pure AV.
I was about to say something
I know you
were.
Pure AV can set you up with
I'm
invisible
not Pure AV.
architectural speakers that are hidden in your walls and ceilings, as well as disappearing TVs that vanish behind art or mirrors. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so they could do it all.
Okay, so
that
visit
movie
Pure AV.
theater look that
you can,
everybody's looking for.
Oh,
right. So this is the look I was looking for.
Like Maria, you come around
when we had the typical sponsorship when we was doing the sports betting.
Oh yeah.
Right. This was the look, and if you can go on their webpage, you can see the look that they have for media rooms, man caves. They can put the little jumbotron,
golf simulators.
yeah, and the golf simulator. So
okay,
like that's like a man cave dream. You know what Joe Hayden just put in his Barn 23?
Yes.
So this is the type of work that they do. And I have a few rooms that I'm like, let me try to price out some things. And I'm when you get a little money.
Not the house we got now, though.
Nah. See, but that's the thing, though. When you get a little money, you still try to save. I'm still looking at what they can do and then what I can do.
Yeah.
Like, if they could just do this for me, Pure AV.
Right, so make sure you go to visit pureavcorp.com today to see everything they can offer for your home. But I will say this, though. When you were just getting into the league and we would go over some of the players' houses, they would have those smartphones, like they can just do things from their phones and like, TVs can flip around and things like that. Okay, so we know who can do it locally.
Maria, you don't know. I don't know if you know this. So Ryan, I have 3 TVs in my basement, and it's a 60-inch. And then 232.
And you can see the cords. You can just find out where the TV goes. You follow the cords.
I just wasn't able to. I knew the look in my head.
Yeah. You
but
can
I wasn't
execute it. You
I
can.
That's not my skill. That's not my function. They're there though. They work good. They've been there for years. But it wasn't what I was looking for. But I saw another player who had like multiple TVs. I'm like, man, I want something like. And the 2 top TVs, they move around at your disposal.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's good for video games. So I play video games on a big TV while I'm watching 2 games. Or during the Browns game, I'm watching games. I'm playing Madden while I'm still watching the game. But the only thing I was missing was like a true setup.
Mm-hmm.
The lighting. I wanted that Jumbotron effect.
Yeah.
My TV got the wires hanging down. I gotta like circle the wires up around the back of the TV and try and get a one of them the bread
the splitters what
the bread the
Yeah,
wires.
Oh my lord, the
bread
twisty
wire,
ties,
the twisty ties.
Oh my
and try
goodness.
to like tie it up. So I guess we gotta
I
let
guess
a
Josh need to
professional
call
do
Pure
it.
AV.
Yeah,
I like the
yeah.
fact that it's saying how
That's
you can
basically
have
what
the
I was trying to
speakers,
say.
like everything kind of just looks like it goes with the home, opposed to
Right.
there's a speaker, there's a TV, there's a box right there for the the amps. I love that.
Absolutely.
So okay, make sure you call.
So don't get mad if I got a golf simulator. Anyway,
Okay.
moving on.
So I want to ask you a question. Now, before the break, we were talking about the Haslam saying it, them acquiring
Swing
Deshaun
and
Watson
missing.
was a swing and miss.
Right.
So Josh, say this. You're at home. You're Deshaun Watson.
Right.
You're at home. You scrolling on your phone. You looking on social, and you see that comment. Now, mind you, viewers, he's still a part of this team.
Right.
Okay. Now you're seeing your bosses, the owners of your team, put that comment out.
Swing and
Josh,
miss.
how are you at home feeling if you're Deshaun Watson?
Well, I'll probably, order another Rolex and think about.
He has, besides the money,
and then,
he has feelings. He's a human being.
Correct. Let me stop playing around for a
If
little
you're
bit.
at work and you hear your boss
After
saying,
I get out the hot tub, that's in my room.
Here he goes.
And I let the ladies just relax a little bit by themselves.
The ladies.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave them and go to you in the other room. And when I get to the other room, that's just my
You hear pew, pew, pew.
when I
Maria's
leave,
here. She found us.
when I leave my sanctuary with the ladies, and then I return to the other room where you're waiting.
What is going on here?
I'll call a house meeting, and you gather up the ladies and the rest of the staff, and I want you guys to make me feel better. I'll have you perform. No,
Could you please, Josh? You're at home.
Ryan, doesn't that sound like a good evening?
Okay, so viewers, since Josh
Sounds
is
fantastic.
if I
not
had that
able-
type of
Ryan's blushing. He's all for this
Okay.
storyline that Josh is putting out
he's there too.
Even our viewers.
He has a room there,
Let's
and
go.
See, he said he wouldn't be bothered.
he's
You got too much money.
You'll
that
see him come out of a room just to get some
Oh,
Gatorade.
you saying Brian's at the house
He's
too?
at the house.
Hell yeah,
He'll come
man.
out with a towel on like he's in the sauna and
Like
drink some
Josh, you
Gatorade.
see this mess these peasants are talking about online about you?
He'll drink some Gatorade and go back in the room like, dang, Ryan came out for a little bit.
Gatorade. He had to hydrate. He had to rehydrate.
He had to hydrate.
Please stop.
I'm
Josh.
okay, seriousness. All seriousness.
Okay, we're serious. We're being serious.
We
now.
gotta have fun.
Yeah.
Life is not always gotta be so
Doomed.
serious.
Right. You got to laugh at some of the craziness that takes place.
I think he should laugh. And I think he became the athlete he is because of adversity, overcoming it. This is more to his story. it's up to him to decide how he wants to proceed. If he just says, you know what, I got that money, I'm good, and I'll get therapy, whatever. Or, you know what, I'm gonna prove him wrong. I'm gonna make them fall back in love with me. I want the latter. I want him to do everything he can to make us, because the way the quarterback situation is looking, Kenny Pickett might start, and then might have to. We were looking for a PJ Walker or something, and God forbid that happen. But Deshaun Watson might have an opportunity to walk back in healthy, and everybody say, "Oh, here we go. We got to play with Deshaun. Oh, he threw a touchdown. Okay, big whoop. He threw another touchdown. Let's just see it. Oh, okay, we won the game. Oh, okay, we're 5-2 with Deshaun." Oh, okay, so we going to the play. So Deshaun ain't so bad. Okay, he had therapy. Okay, I really like Deshaun. He's turned it around. He's therapy. He's man of the people now. Okay, we're in the AFC Championship. Oh, okay. Deshaun.
It's like more and more and more.
Like a mayor, man. He look like he's a reformed.
I said he should have been here the whole time. They should have never brought Pickens over here.
Gentleman.
Yeah.
And then we have Ryan. You know what? In my soul, in my heart, I was always pulling for him.
Ryan was just saying that because we on TV. He got to be a little spicy with it.
I mean, if that happens, I'll be honest. I was flat out wrong. But I'm not going to be wrong on this.
But going back to the question that Maria posed, that's what I prefer to have happened for him. I prefer him to look at it like any man would look at it in this situation and choose the fight. Yeah. Choose to overcome. Yeah. To be something special. You made it to the NFL for a reason. Figure it out and make a move. Let's go.
Is there anything that he can do? It's just and not just him. I know some players just like to I like to just go to work, just do my job and roll out. I think I look at us. Sometimes it can seem as if he doesn't care. Right. Is there anything he can do to maybe like get a publicist to kind of change his public image? We want to know that he cares.
It's us.
How can you show that he cares
I remember your mom looked at, some of the players when they're on the sideline, they're trying to keep themselves in it. Sometimes your perception is your perception is your opinion. They be locked in. But if you see them in like laugh or chuckle for even a split second, oh, they laughing, it ain't serious. Yeah. That's your perception. But when in reality, they may be locked in. They may be serious and all for the fight. Right. So we have, as a fan base.
Should you show that you're serious and all for the fight?
He's already
Myles Garrett always posting his workouts.
He's already showing he showed his workout. We talked about it last week.
Let's go.
He's fighting to get back to, it looks like he's trying to overcome adversity. Right. I'm there for that story. Yeah. I'd rather that story than this story.
Because honestly, Josh, one thing about baseball, you get up there, you swing and you miss, but you get back up.
You got 2 more strikes.
Thank you. You can probably hit that thing out the park. Now, look, we got to go to break. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. Josh.
Yes. I got something for you.
Yeah.
And Ryan, I want you to chime in on this. LSU coach, right? And we love her. She have her snazzy outfits.
Oh yeah.
Her purple, right? Kim Mulkey.
Yeah.
Right? A reporter asked her, how does she feel getting knocked out of the Elite Eight 2 years in a row? Her response is, making it to the Final Four, getting knocked out, that's good or bad. It's good or terrible.
Is that bad to you? Is that terrible to you?
That's good or terrible.
Yeah.
And the reporter says terrible. She was like, how many Final Fours you play in? He said none.
Crickets. It was crickets.
She said, so it ain't that bad, is it?
Oh.
So it's pretty good.
She's always been a badass.
Comeback queen, right?
I mean, she played the game.
Yeah.
It's something different about having a coach who played the game.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, very
true. It's something
damn
different
straight it is.
Yeah,
about having a coach that played the game.
I couldn't agree more, Josh.
Right.
The coach knows the fight.
Yeah.
When they played the game.
Right.
The coach knows what it takes. What it takes to put in. Yeah. What it takes while you're in the game. The coach knows the fight.
It's all about relatability.
It's relatability. The players, the athletes need to know that the coach is in it with them. That they really have the validity of knowing what they're talking about. Yeah. They made it to the Elite Eight, the Final Four. What?
Right.
You know how difficult that is at that level, at the highest. They're playing So college, for people that don't know, college football, college basketball, college is considered professional. You are paid in college.
Right.
Even before that, college athletes go and play in the Olympics. So playing at the collegiate level is professional.
Right.
A lot of those women and a lot of those men are on scholarship. They get paid for their craft. I loved her answer.
I loved her. I think the
It
report
was classy too.
But I think you do expect them to go further because, she got some ballers on the team, her coaching ability, so it was like dang, they ain't gonna make us. You hope to see LSU out there.
There's a difference between disappointment and failure.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think that's the best way to put it.
Right.
Failure is making steps to success.
Right.
You aren't a failure. That's a destination.
Yeah.
That's not an end point.
Right.
That's just the process.
Right.
On heading up. They already been to the show. That's how she was
times.
a few times.
Right.
And they're still in the mix.
Yeah.
So, that says a lot about her as a coach too.
I like that comeback though.
Just being able to get there over and over and over. Even though the player landscape changes. Even, Caitlin and the Reeses are out. To still be able to recruit high.
Yeah.
And again, it matters who the coach is in recruiting.
Ooh, all these subliminals.
Goosebumps.
It definitely matters when it comes to recruiting, especially the collegiate level. I mean, you got to be able to draw the recruits to your program. So
Absolutely.
if you got a coach that's been there and done that, and he's been where the players aspire to hope to get to, then I think the players will. I think they want to come over and play for you. Not you. I wasn't talking about you. I was just saying for any team out there.
Yeah.
So can I just ask you guys a question?
Go ahead.
What's the furthest, and viewers, what's the furthest if you go to church? What's the furthest you've ever driven to go see a sermon, to go to church? Ryan?
Not far.
Like 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
He got
Josh?
dragged.
You used to drive Baltimore.
We used to drive 45 minutes to an hour, but no. We also used to go to different services my mother used to preach at. So we used to have to drive 2 hours to go to church. We used to go to North Carolina, go to church on retreats
for like
and
retreats and
everything.
things like that. Okay.
Yes, but not for a church service.
Okay. Well, I'm going to show you a video. Ryan, get the video ready of a man and his family who drove 44 hours, not to only attend the church.
The Lord know my
But they're
heart.
going to make this church.
We're going to watch that on TV.
Their church home. Check this out.
Are y'all streaming?
You moved from Canada to come here with 2 girls and 2 dogs. Sold everything. What's your name? Holden. Shelby and Holden. All right. No, hold on. No, where's Dom? Write his name down. Sheldon and Holden. Holden and Shelby. Okay. I want you to stay when this is over. We're gonna give out 2 checks today, $50,000 for you.
Can you believe that, Josh? They drove 44 hours from all the way from
Maria,
Canada
get the
down
car ready.
south to Georgia.
What church is that?
That's 28. Let me shout out to 2819 Church. That church is doing big things. Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell.
That's the church we need to be. We need to drive with the keys.
The Lord is telling us.
The Lord is telling us to
Did you just get a sign, Josh?
get a drive. I need to head to Canada. Is it?
Josh. No,
Lord
they're
is
in
there.
Georgia. He drove from Canada to
Georgia?
Georgia. Yes. Can I just say, and mind you, the man said he don't want the money. Can he have a job? He uprooted his family. He felt so called to be at that church. He uprooted his family. They follow each other by faith to attend that church. I love it. I love the fact that he tried to just say, no, just give me a job. I don't want the money. But I think this leads into a bigger conversation about, if you go to the comments, people are like, that's what church is supposed to do. You give if you attend church, you put the tithe, you give your tithe.
Absolutely.
And then when you
They
come
take
on
care of
hard
their community.
and when you come on hard time, but a lot of churches, people feel like they don't.
Right.
When they ask for help, like they can't pay their rent or the car's getting repossessed, the church is the last place they would think of asking, even though they supposedly give their money to church every week, So I just was moved by that video. Shout out to 2819 Church. In the comments, they said this church is the real deal.
Wow.
So shout out to
That's
them.
excellent.
It just moved me, a little something inspirational to show you. But we got to go to break, you guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribs. Now, Josh is not done talking sports. He's not done. It never ends.
It's just because of the latest talks, right? At the owners' meeting, Jimmy Haslam said, Ryan, in a rush, or we're not going to be rushed to get a quarterback. If we don't feel like our quarterback is at the pick, because I feel like if Cam is the guy, you trade up to get him. But for them, I think they're a little shell-shocked. They don't want to give up 2nd and 33rd to move up one spot. And it'll cost even more just for one spot. And to base it on a swinging for the fences again and then missing. So they may feel like the quarterback for them is not in this draft just based off of, hey, we're not going to be rushed. Because really, it's already aligned. If they want Shedeur, if they feel like he's the answer, he'll be there at number 2. All signs are pointing to it. Now, I don't think. Now, not so much. Ryan, at number 2, I'm thinking it's more Abdul Carter. What say you?
I still think it'll be Shedeur Sanders. And if it's not, I think it'll be Travis Hunter over Abdul Carter.
Okay.
But it goes back to, I always think about what Miles said. And listen, I know it was the money. I'm not whatever he says, it was the money, because he realized he didn't have a choice. He had a choice, but it would hold out. It would affect his legacy, it would affect his career, and he realized, let me just be the highest paid player. But then it goes back to his interview with Andrew Siciliano. He said, "Yeah, I got a little bit of idea of who's going to be quarterback," and he seemed coy about it. It's not coy about Kenny Pickett. I'm sorry, it's not.
It's not.
So it's either you're drafting Shedeur, something's going to happen, you trade for a Kirk, something like that, or Miles was. I'm not calling him a liar, but it was just straight up not true.
I hear you. I think they may have failed for another QB. Don't be surprised if Mary Kay don't get her wish. Don't be surprised if two quarterbacks are taken.
It's possible.
Because Mary Kay be knowing a thing or two.
Well, she was speaking in a way that this is the most important need, but Jackson Dart is being thrown in the mix now. And it's funny how, after these pro days, all these quarterbacks are getting put up, because we can get a Jackson Dart, right? It's still some more quarterbacks there that can be taken later as well. So I won't be surprised if they do what I initially said, Ryan.
It'll be interesting. I
They
mean,
trade down. About that.
If you trade down, to the mid first, late first, early late first, Jackson Dart probably still on the board. But I think if you're not trading back, then you have no shot, because you would either have to move up your 33. I don't know how that would work, because I think the Steelers are going to take Jackson Dart. So if you don't get one of those, then you're looking at a Kyle McCord, a Will Howard, a Tyler Shuck. Like, those don't move the needle at all. So I don't know.
Tyler Shuck, Will Howard being an old State guy. I mean, that's better to me to see what those guys can be. Again, we don't need the elite quarterback in this offense. We don't need the elite quarterback in this offense. I think the running back is important, but those picks will come up big. The offensive line, getting a DN, filling out the roster a little bit more, and then the quarterback to figure out who will be that guy. Not the elite quarterback, but somebody who can run the offense effectively and take what the defense give him. That's all I got to say. I think you said it. I think it'll be either trade back or Abdul Carter after those comments. You think it'll be Shedeur Sanders still, or Travis Hunter.
It's just the perfect storm. You have an opportunity right after you come out with the statement to say you swung and missed with Deshaun Watson. It's not really a swing at number 2 if you draft a quarterback as highly touted as Shedeur Sanders. That's something that could fail, of course it is, but that's not some monumental risk you're doing. You're making the smart move on a young guy who has talent to come into your organization, and hopefully, if it is not in his first year, not a big deal, but eventually wipe away just everything that has crumbled in the last couple of years. I mean, the answer's staring you right in the face.
All right.
You know what? I changed my I gotta add another player to the mix. I was worried about how Deshaun Watson was feeling at home about saying, they swung and missed with him. But dang, I would hate to be Kenny Pickett. I mean, it seems like nobody's excited for him to come here.
Well, he got a lot to prove. And he don't got nothing to lose. But he does have a lot to prove.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's been in the league for a little bit. Been on a few teams. It's not, I don't think he's shocked that the fan base isn't excited about him.
Okay.
No. I mean, I'm not saying he's not receiving the Deshaun Watson hate.
No, not at all.
So he's kind of in the shadow of the hate.
But then he also has his own hate. Like, no one's excited for him to be here. It seems like no one's
fired
fired.
He was a Steeler. That just comes with the territory.
Okay.
And he didn't win. It ain't like we got Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay.
In his prime.
Facts.
Or Russell Wilson.
Right.
For that matter. So it is what it is. But without further ado, Maria, we're gonna take another commercial break.
All right, you guys, we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. Now, Anthony Edwards, we were talking about him, NBA player Anthony Edwards.
Right.
We were talking about him when he had that encounter. Wasn't his encounter with President
It
Obama?
wasn't really, it was
like,
him.
it made everybody uncomfortable. We was like, nah, they probably was just, playing around.
Yeah, it seemed like he got a little serious.
But look, how you
Like,
feel about this?
bro, it was like if Obama was like, hey, Secret Reserve, man.
They just joking
He get
around.
a little heated.
Okay, viewers watching, if you're out there and you pay child support, would you like what Anthony Edwards is doing? He wants to pay all of his child support up front. Would you want to do that? Just think about it. If you could afford to do it, would you want to be like, here, take all here, I don't want, let me just get this out the way. My only issue with that is I know firsthand how fast money goes. Mm-hmm. So you would want to give someone a lump sum of money and then it's gone next year. And money goes that fast, opposed to maybe if you did want to set it up like that to where it has to be, okay, I'll put the money in this account, but then someone else has to ration it out monthly, weekly.
More likely, that's how it would take
I would
place.
hope so.
I don't think that he can't do this. I think that the check won't come from him in that instant. It'll come from a subsidiary or a mediator or third party. And it's nothing to set up an account to where neither one can touch after that money is there. And then he's done with it.
Yeah.
The only problem is that money is incurring interest. So who does that go to?
Hopefully the child.
Yeah.
The child have a great life.
Getting that money, the child's supposed to get this. The mom, gets this. That interest goes somewhere else.
Did you see the story about the father who left his children at the McDonald's? He left a 10-year-old.
And went to a job interview.
Okay, so he left a 10-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 1-year-old at McDonald's while he went to a job interview.
Was it the playpen? Tell me it was the play area at least.
Dude, I saw a picture pretty recently of the McDonald's playrooms. Now they're just like iPads and stuff.
Are you
really?
serious?
Yeah, I think.
They
at
don't
least
have
in
the
some of
slides
them.
and stuff in the balls?
Not in all of them anymore. It's getting real 2025 in here.
Oh, that's not fun.
They didn't have the balls.
They got to work
and
some
the
energy
slides.
out.
Nah, dude,
And
iPads.
that big old clear bubble that you could look at that your mom was like, come on, I'm ready to go. And you just stand up there like,
Ryan,
I
okay, put the comment up real fast, though, because for real, I thought about this. Now, depending on how mature the 10-year-old is, okay, one of the comments said, is he wrong? Yes. But if this were a mother who did this, she would be perceived by society as a hardworking mother doing whatever it takes to provide for her children. This headline should say, single father doing it all leaves his kids at McDonald's for a short time while he attends a job interview to provide for them.
I think if it was a mom, they would still say better words, but she would still get arrested. A mom went in to get groceries and left 2 children in the car. And I think the car was on.
Have you ever been left in the car? Have you ever been left in the car when your parents ran in somewhere real quick?
I don't remember, but I'm sure I have.
Ryan, have you?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
have.
But I'm sure I was in the car, me and my brother. I'm the youngest. So I have an older sister as well.
I can almost guarantee someone has left you in the car while they ran into the bank, into the grocery store, into the laundromat, go play some numbers, a gas station, something.
I'm gonna tell you.
Look at this other comment. If he was honestly just going to a job interview, then that's a dad just trying to provide for his kids. Sending him to jail is counterintuitive. Another comment, why didn't he think of hiring a babysitter and getting someone to watch them? Instead, he knowingly put his kids' lives in danger by leaving them alone where something could have happened to them. And the last comment, in my era, and I'll say I'm from this era too, 10 was old enough to hold it down temporarily.
10 ain't this year's 10.
Depends on the maturity.
This generation 10.
Depending on the okay, you might have a point there. I think he probably thought in his mind he was doing something by, okay, at least they're not at home or they can catch something on fire or something were to happen. The McDonald's workers, everybody seem to look overage over there, but you never know.
How far did he have to go?
Human trafficking and things like this.
Is it down the street from the interview?
No, it sucks.
You could see the building?
It sucks.
You know what I'm saying? If you could see the building.
I'm torn, y'all.
I was right there.
It's not like he left them and went to Miami.
If he get the right judge, right? And, and maybe somebody was supposed to be there in a few minutes to watch the kids. And maybe one of the workers said, I got him. Go ahead. Are you 30 minutes? All right, 30 minutes. If not, I'm going to call the police. Maybe it's that situation.
I wonder if he could have had someone that he could have just dropped.
A lot of times people don't have nobody.
I know.
They have nobody concerned. He was probably better off to take him to the job. He might not get it. Take him to the job and be like, can y'all watch them real quick and stay outside? I don't know if it's set up like that.
Because you know what? If I was doing an interview.
Walking ahead with your 3 kids, you ain't got no, Sir, what's your name?
No compassion.
We'll think about it.
No
I ain't do the interview. We'll think about it, sir.
If he didn't have that 1-year-old there, I would say no harm, no foul. They can sit at McDonald's and play. They can sit at Chick-fil-A and play.
Been a ruckus
McDonald's
don't
close till 11 o'clock. Them kids
the
good.
1-year-old needed tending to. They was like, what's that smell? That diaper,
You guys,
ain't
we love you so much for watching this all our show. We gotta go. You guys, we'll see you next time on The Return with Josh Maria Cribs. We love you so much for watching.
Peace.
See y'all.